I don't know what happened, but
Hey.
we sit there in DC for like 30 minutes, and they're like regame, and we don't get to redraft either. So like, they get to fix their mistakes. They also change their talents.
They did do that.
That is grimy.
That is really like.
They changed the style that they played as well. The Kerrigan played a different style, and the Tyrande played a different style.
Yeah.
That's true. They took different talents.
Yeah. I mean, I think they should have redraft, but
Yeah, probably.
should have redraft.
Probably strike the map and then like redraft even on a different map. Like don't play through that same strategy again. Like that map. I think that's how you should have handled
Do you
it.
think this needs to be a rule that has to be remedied for next season of Competitive Heroes?
Of course.
I think there are a lot of things that need to be remedied.
Yeah, like
and that's
a
probably
offline WAN client. That would be helpful for tournaments.
Jared,
The other
you
issue-
followed StarCraft, you know this is not happening.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Happened pro.
Yeah, having a pro.
It would have happened here, but someone didn't want it apparently.
Oh, that's right, Prague was a LAN
so
server.
is Vegas.
So it's Vegas, Jake.
Hmm.
Chicken time.
Gee! Alright, so that was fun. So you guys had to replay, you guys ended up, but you guys won.
Then you got bodied.
Yeah, we got bodied.
Yeah,
in the
well, you
second
guys
game.
won. Got bodied.
Got bodied.
The second game we made a mistake. Like, I still think we should have won that game. The second game, but I don't know. So annoying because we had the first game won and then it DC'd. And the other thing.
The second game, you mean the regame?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So game 2 out of 4.
In a best of 3.
Yeah.
The other thing, by the way, is it was paused
Oh.
when it dropped.
But somebody
And then
unpaused.
Somebody unpaused it and no one could get back into pause it again.
So basically-
that's why we had to regame.
What happened is the game actually ended with bots fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Who won that game? Who won the box?
Dignitas
game?
won
We won that one.
No, I think you should have just stopped
We
doing
won
it.
that one.
If the bots win for you, like, is that really any different than having one person on your team be a bot? I mean, you could just have all 5.
Right?
You could run a whole tournament that way.
Yeah.
That's like the same
This
thing.
sounds like true entertainment.
Yeah.
So, you know, it was good that you guys didn't tilt though, going into games 2 and 3. yeah. To be fair, it was, you know, for a situation that's about as unideal as you can get for you guys, but still managed to keep everything together relatively to take the set. What were emotions like after that one game and then going into game
during pause,
2?
we were just like, oh, I just hope they don't regame this because we've literally won this game. Like,
Yeah.
it was literally won at that point. Like, if you have 16 Kael'thas and like 16 Azmodan.
Did you go backdraft?
No,
No, okay.
because it was
Free
snitch on
baseball.
Kael'thas.
I
It
thought I
was
saw
snitch on
backdraft lose one time this weekend. Maybe it was a scrim.
It's probably
Anyways.
us if it was. That helps. But yeah, during the pause, we were like, because what kept happening was we'd pause it and then the bots would take over, but the bots would somehow unpause it. Because it would say like Bakery paused it, and then like Bakery would DC, and then it would unpause.
Yeah.
Maybe it loses the
Yeah.
pause if that player disconnects.
Yeah, it does. That was
So
the issue.
your
the
pause-
observers couldn't re-pause it,
Ah.
and they're the only ones that could have held it.
Because they didn't have
Because
refs.
as soon as
They
the
probably
players,
would've
no,
sent
no,
referee.
they
They
paused it
would've sent
originally, it was fine.
yeah.
And they DC'd, we DC'd, after about
Yeah.
10 minutes we got back in, the game was still paused.
I mean, yeah, okay.
But once we got back in, it came up for about a minute.
I mean, this
and
is
someone
just
unpaused it in that time frame.
more and more the joke of the infrastructure of Heroes. I mean, the rejoin system is awful, and when you have a disconnect like this, it just flat out ruins games. And it's not okay. It's like people are playing for their livelihood. People are playing for, this is a $500,000 prize pool, and the game just gets thrown out the window because it's out of everyone's control, and the client can't support it. And it's sad, man.
That's life.
Yeah,
Feels bad, man.
that's life, bro.
That's life.
I don't know.
Welcome to the real world.
I
Jake
remember.
Kalinsky.
I think I was in the crowd with you guys, or was it you guys?
Was it like,
It was with you
was
guys.
83
It was
hours?
Tempo. It was Tempo. No, you were playing. And
Yeah,
I was.
we were.
I was with Tempo DK. Tempo DK.
Hey, you're watching.
I watched all the games, the teams, and
Mhm.
yeah, it was just depressing. I remember saying to myself, "Thank God I'm not filming on camera right now." That was
Yeah,
my
that was brutal
my
too.
Yeah.
my first impression was I'm glad I don't have to sit there
Like
like
try and fill that.
for 35
The
minutes.
other thing is, it was literally just the casters filling
Right.
for 40 minutes.
Well, that's not okay.
There needed to be
Right.
a long break.
Show
Something
some
else
Hearthstone
needed to happen.
commercials, like
There's only so much you can talk about Asmodan compositions. You know, it's
Right.
pretty clear cut. Like you were saying, it's just you have Asmodan and Kel'Thas that have a really aggressive early game comp with Kerrigan,
Yeah.
etc. And then they
That's a whole nother
Yeah.
story.
There's
So
like,
it's like,
Kerrigan
okay.
ETC around like all
exactly
early games.
super early game stuff. So it's like there's only so many ways to paint that picture. You know, as a caster, and it's like, well, they just turned the game. Let's see what happens.
Speaking of painting pictures, what's your favorite episode of Bob Ross?
Bob Ross. I actually like episode number 3 because that's where he starts doing the thing.
Oh, the splatter style?
Beating the brush.
Beating the brush.
Yeah.
That's a clutch tag. Absolutely.
Kappa Ross, boys, Kappa Ross.
So
Okay,
What
so-
do you think of the? I'd say with one group, it's almost 100% chance. But with both groups, there's a possibility that we only have NA and EU in the top 4.
Well,
no Asian teams.
Let's kind of explain that the whole dynamic. There's 4 teams from Asia and there's 4 Western teams. And when it came to the matchups, every single time they hit, a Western team won except for Tempo, who barely lost
Tempo.
to DK.
Tempo's let the team down.
And even then, when it came to semifinals, Na'Vi triumphs over DK, and it ended up being Cloud9. Again, that was NA versus EU, but still. So it's only 2 Western teams that have advanced to top 4, and there's only 2 slots left. Now, looking at the matchups, no matter how it pans out, it cannot be 2 EU teams or 2 NA teams in the finals. In the event that DK does lose to Tempo Storm or another team, Tempo Storm will face Cloud9. So that would be Tempo Storm or Cloud9 finals.
two
In the
NA.
event you guys do proceed to get to the
Which will probably
semifinals,
happen.
you guys will likely make it to the semifinals. You will face Na'Vi,
More
where
likely.
I
Respect.
think it's almost guaranteed, honestly.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
let's not, you know,
I mean-
you guys should practice.
You guys have played really well.
I think there's actually a very
There's
big
mistakes.
topic here that we can discuss, which is
We don't have time for that, brother.
the amount of time between opening
Yeah.
week and BlizzCon.
Yeah, sure, that's true.
Because for us, I honestly think the Western meta and then the way that we play the game was so far ahead of the Asian teams.
Yeah.
And this huge
Yeah.
break has given them a lot of time to adapt.
Yeah, they're gonna fix all their drafts. I think. Like their drafts were horrendous before, and now I think they're.
So you're
actually
saying the
gonna fix
Western, including so EU and A,
that. Yeah.
is ahead of the
Yeah.
Korean,
They
which
won
is funny
draft.
because
Draft.
Everyone-
okay, so for
It's
draft
always
people,
been.
but no, because everybody going into it was just like Korean teams. They draft all this like heavy warrior crap, and it's just so far ahead of
But
it.
now that they nerfed all the warriors, that heavy warrior stuff doesn't work as well.
Just saying, that's what everybody was pegging it out to be. That the Koreans are way further ahead.
The Koreans were further ahead in the sense that they really learned the value of lane clearing, being able to abuse the fact that you can body block with these multi warriors. But now that they've nerfed lane clear, like how prominent is Johanna or Leoric? I mean, you're going for Muradin. Like he's the god.
Well,
now.
yeah, but
We even saw Diablo.
we did.
We saw Chen. It did not work.
Did not work well.
That was actually like
It did not work.
literally the worst pick of the whole tournament.
Oh my god,
Who played
Chen.
Who played Chen? So they had
It was
DK.
that was their
DK.
second warrior.
DK versus us
So that
on
would
the
be
battlefield.
Noblesse then.
They played
It was-
Chen.
It was the.
It was a throw.
It was
Did I
Chen.
black that out because it was so bad?
It was
actually
the
that
joke.
bad.
Oh my god.
It was worthless. So like
Yeah.
they wanted the pressure with Chen, and it was just like
Oh, they had
Well,
Ilya
no,
Chen.
no,
I
no.
think
I
it was
don't think
so
they
bad.
wanted to
They wanted to have a
Chen.
third
I
Chen.
think they were trying to hide everything else.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they
yeah.
show it Chen.
That was almost as bad as when they picked Rainer.
And you guys banned.
Yeah, that's
was it
true.
you guys that
That was
banned
bad.
Stitches, or was that Navi?
No, they
it was
had
us.
stitches against
But
us.
you know.
Yeah, the body.
Hey, talk about his team picking Rainer.
Yeah, no, the stitches ban fucked us up.
This is a children's show.
Mistakes were made.
You're
I'm
tricking
sorry,
me.
children. I'm so. Mistakes were made.
You see Lunchables? Kids show.
Really.
Yeah.
As 2 people on the couch drink beers.
Yeah.
I mean root beer. Root beer.
Root beer.
Root beer. This is root
Just
beer.
like your daddy
This
drinks.
is some delicious sarsaparilla, boys.
Sarsaparilla. Birch boys.
All right, what else are we talking about?
Rainer pick.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was-
full dumb.
Yeah, full dumb has been called. We got some bad draft intel, and then pretty much gave up once they picked Abathur.
Game 1,
Yeah.
where ADRD would just put nests everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Abathur's not a fun hero. It turns out.
He's fun
We
to play
forgot
with,
for like 12 seconds in the draft. We forgot that Abathur isn't a fun hero, and then they picked it, and we remembered that he's not a fun hero.
So
But when you use Railing Arrow, you get to kill him.
Railing arrow.
What is that?
Whaling.
Whaling
Whaling,
arrow.
not railing.
Remember
Whaling.
when Fan used a whaling arrow to
So
open up to
killed
kill
him.
80 Artie, and then 80 Artie almost got away?
No, I don't
So
remember that.
killed him.
Probably blacked out.
That was
Yeah.
really funny. He opened with
Yeah.
whaling arrow and the
In the
Avatar
bush.
just walked away.
Yeah.
All the
Yeah.
Qs hit minions. It was
No,
funny.
but whaling arrow in the bush, totally. That's definitely an Avatar counter. Good call, Zoya.
I'm sorry, Fan did
It
it!
happened. Fan did it.
Okay, I believe you. I'm just saying I wasn't watching at that particular moment. Probably had my eyes closed. The thing was too traumatic. I just kept stepping on these mines.
Then you lost the next team fight because whaling arrow wasn't up.
So going forward, you guys
Shots
banned.
fired?
Yeah.
You guys just
Yeah.
you guys just perma-banned Avatar.
Yeah, he's not
so
fun.
does this like?
Newsflash.
Do you guys look at this as like this huge advantage? They're forcing
Say no.
to ban Avatar so you can draft however you like. Is that a mental win? Is it annoying? Like
Honestly, it's pretty standard in games in EU.
Yeah.
Avatar's banned anyway.
He
So
never gets
it's
through.
not a big advantage.
He's
over
either like
Avatar.
banned or first pick. There's there's no midway.
so, you guys shifted over to banning Uther.
Right.
Shifted. I don't think they banned Uther game one.
I don't remember what they banned me
I
on.
think you guys had Uther game one.
They got it again.
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
And then
Probably
it was
like-
banned 2 and 3.
No, you guys did Tron
Did we have
Attacks.
Tron Task?
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys
yeah,
had
yeah.
Tron Attacks.
Maybe you had
We
Uther.
played
I
Tron
had it.
Task.
No,
You had fucking
Monk.
Uther.
I had Monk.
Yeah, okay, they had like Jaina, Abathur, Sonya, and we had Tron to Task.
Yeah.
That's fucking game.
You guys drafted like doo-doo heads.
It's
Full
pretty
doo-doo
fun.
head.
I
Full
like that.
doo-doo head.
I don't mind that. I
Yeah.
don't mind playing Sonya and then waiting for someone to stand on a mine so I can just walk at them and kill them.
Yeah. Skill game, boys. Skill game.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Okay. So out of YL, Edward slash Braveheart,
Braveheart, yeah.
and who am I missing? Gia. Rate them. What are they good at?
What?
That's not what I heard.
Stop this question now. Stop this question
The word
now.
Jake was looking for, was rate.
I was like, he
You
didn't say
literally
it.
just said it.